All right, welcome back to season 3 of our show. And today we're smoking up some lake quarters, Cajun style. We're gonna get these spiced up and on onto the cooker. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so today's lake quarters, like we said, we're gonna show you how to clean these up. And the first thing you want to do is wash them, let them dry in the refrigerator. So I washed them, I patted them dry, and then I let them sit uncovered in the refrigerator for a day. And they're gonna get nice and dry, and you'll feel the skin get a little tacky. That's gonna help your crisping. We're gonna clean these up. A lot of people, they just don't clean their chicken. And underneath this chicken is just fat. You see all that fat? And I'm sure a lot of you had a piece of chicken and you got a bunch of fat in your mouth and you don't know why. This is why. So take your knife, start to rake back, and get that off of there. Leg quarters are one of your hardest pieces to clean. It's one piece. If you cut the leg off, it's very easy to clean because you'll just have this leg piece and that's it. So if you go up underneath the skin, here, you can just get all that fat out from underneath the skin. But you really have to pull the skin back and just clean it and pull all that fat out of there. Drives me nuts to get a piece of fat in my mouth. And I use a cheap knife like this so I could abuse it and scrape. You don't want to use a good knife for this because you're going to harm your knife just by dragging it across the board so many times. So just drag it out and just go through the whole chicken and pull the skin pretty much all the way back in there and go through it. I just keep cleaning my board as I go. It's going to take some time, but it's well worth it. See this piece of skin right here? I'm just going to cut that flat. And off to the side we go. Now pieces of skin like this you can save for chicken soup, and you can fry them. Just drop them in a fryer and they come out excellent. Just fried chicken skins. If you have a soup and you fry up chicken skins and just put them on top of that soup, it's just crackling. It's just chicken crackling. But all this fat, this is bad fat. You don't want this fat in here. I don't save it for anything. And I just get it all out of there. And just take your knife and dig that out. And you could just see all that in here. Now this piece here that's onto a leg quarter, it's part of the back. It's on here. If you wanted to, I leave them on. But if you wanted to, you can take your knife, put it right down here, and just cut. Like that. And it comes right off. And you can put that on the grill and have it by itself. And that's a treat. And just clean that up and take that out. And that's what I usually do. I usually leave these pieces by themselves, or I'll leave them for like a chicken soup or a stock. And I just cut them out, put them right in my freezer, and put them in a bag, just like that. So we'll push that off to the side. Once you get that piece off, if you look over here, there's a piece of skin that you have to cut back. So we're just going to cut it back with the tip of our knife, and that allows you to open up this little pocket right here. And if you open up that little pocket, you're going to see a big piece of fat in there. And take your knife and just get that piece of fat right out of there. And that's a good bite, and that piece of fat always ruins it. So let's just get that out. See it come right out? And now that piece of fat's out of there. So you're going to look through and just any veins, just get them out of there. Just clean it up real good. And just look through. And that's it. Now I got a little fat on this side. I'm going to take my knife and scrape down on it. I can cut that piece off and just kind of shape it up and get it nice. And just go through and look and see if you have any extra skin on the skin. Any kind of fat hanging onto the skin, just clean it up. And that's it. Now you got a nice clean piece of chicken. And nothing will annoy anybody by having extra fat in their mouth. All right, so I'm just gonna clean this up and just make it pretty, just like that. Now, what I normally do on my leg quarters to make sure that this cooks even and this comes all the way up the leg is if you cut the back of this. Let's just show you here. There's a piece of cartilage here in the chicken, so I take my knife and go across the bone and cut that piece of cartilage. And what that's gonna do is just help the chicken draw up. It's gonna cook faster and even by cutting that off. And if you wanted to take the time to pull all this off, you could, but just make sure you cut here. Just cut it in there and just go around the bone, just like that. And you'll see as he's cooked, this will just draw right up. And you'll also know it's done when it draws away from the bone. But that's what you want to do. You want to cut that there. And if I wanted to pull these off, let's just say I wanted to come off of the bone and expose the bone here, I could. And that just leads for a really nice presentation if I wanted to get that off of there. Takes a little time, but it'll come off. I'm just gonna keep cutting and working my knife around it and into there, just like that. Just cut it. I'm gonna cut from the side here and just cut around the bone. There it is. All right, so let's take a look at that. Got a little bit more on that side. Like I said, it's a tedious job, but it looks great when it's cut. And there you have it. So now you can see the bone exposed on the side there. That's just one. You don't have to do that, but if you wanted to make it really look nice for a beautiful presentation, you can do that and just clean up that bone as you go along. Just scrape it, clean it up, but all this will fall off as you cook it and it'll push right up onto the piece of chicken just like that. This way you'll see all that nice bone there exposed. That's it. We're gonna get the cleaning of these and we'll meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, our chicken's nice and cleaned up, and that is all the fat that rendered out of there. That's right, that's a lot. And that's what's in all of this chicken, 8 pieces, all of that was inside of there. So imagine pulling that out of your mouth. So let's get this out of the way now that you guys know how to do that. And it's just gonna make for a beautiful bite, and you'll just love every bit of this chicken. So we got our chicken here. Our Cajun spices are going on, so we got some thyme, garlic, onion powder, paprika, black pepper, cayenne pepper, cumin powder, filet powder, which is gumbo seasoning, and that's what we have in here. So into the bucket it goes. Now, all of these were ground down by me. They're all nice and fresh, and that's what you want. So we're just gonna give these a little spin. I'm just gonna mix them up with my hand. There's no salt in here. We're putting this away overnight, and then we're gonna salt the chicken tomorrow. So we're gonna let this sit overnight. If you salt the chicken tonight or the night before, it's gonna dry out the chicken. It's gonna just suck all the moisture out of it. Now, we left the chicken uncovered for one night. We cleaned it, and now we're gonna spice it today. And we're gonna salt it tomorrow, just so it's not too salty. And that's it. So our spices are mixed together, and how easy was that? So if you guys are buying Cajun spices, that's a Cajun spice right there you can leave on your shelf. All right, so let's get our chicken over here. Now over here I have some lard. And what we'll do is we're gonna get this lard underneath the skin of that chicken. So the first thing we'll do is spice it on the outside. Now the reason why we're spicing on the outside first, I'm going to flip this over, because when we go to put the lard on the inside of the chicken, they keep it moist, juicy, tender, and we have spices there. Some of those spices are going to make their way to the inside of the chicken, but if you lard it first, try to spice it, you're really not rubbing it all in. So let's flip those over. This was that little end piece. I'm just going to put that right onto the grill itself. Now we're hanging this chicken today. That's right, we're hanging it. You're about to see some leg quarters hung, because it's a very nice way how to do these. They're not touching the grate, and it just gives it a completely different texture, taste, flavor, everything. So we're going to hang them and smoke them at the same time. Alright, so now we got that rub on there. I'm just going to go for just a little bit more on there. Just a nice generous amount. Again, like I said, there's no salt on here, so the sky's the limit. You can put as much or as little as you like. Alright, so now we got that on there. Just going to put a little bit more on that one. And the bones. Now we got that in there, we have our lard. So what I'm going to do is start off with a little piece. Just like that. And I'll take our chicken and I'll pull back the skin and I'll just stuff it in. Just like that. Use some of the rub on the tray and get it down into our leg piece. Just like that. Get a little bit more over here. Just open it up, take a little pinch, just put it in. We'll put some in the front of here. Now what you'll do is just take it, push it in under the skin. Just push it in there. And that's it. Now I'll take a little bit more of that rub, put it on the top, and off to the side she goes. I'm going to show you with this piece. Get it down underneath that skin. It's almost like butter in here. Now we took out some bad fat and we're putting in some good fat. And if you guys haven't seen my lard video, go check it out, why I cook with lard. And you'll see why I'm cooking with lard. And all the benefits that lard has for you. We'll get some in there. Just get it down into the chicken. And there we go. Alright, we're going to get the larding these up, and we're going to meet you right back here. Stick around. I'm going there. Okay, so our chicken is all nice and seasoned up, and we got all the lard stuffed in there, and we gave it a nice dusting on top of here, just to give it some more flavor, make it look pretty. I'm going to show you some of these hooks I have, because we're hooking this chicken today. So over here, I got this for big meat. I got this if I want to go lower to the fire. There's 2 hooks in here. This is not even the half of my hooks. I'm just showing you some of them. This right here, it's kind of a stationary hook. So if you have just meat that just you want to be stationary, like a whole chicken, you can just use this hook right here, and it sits right here. It doesn't move or wobble. This one spins around, so you can kind of spin your food around as well on here. Like I said, this one right here is for very large cuts of meat. You could either use 1 or you could use 2, and you can use something like this to hook onto it and hang it. So it's combinations. As you guys get good out there, you just figure out your own combination and what works for you and what works for what cooker you're using. And we've got different amounts and sizes over here as well too. This is really big if you want to go closer to the fire. I usually cook about 22 inches away from the fire, the 24, and then I go down from there. So 24 inches away from the fire would probably be my furthest distance, depending on what I'm cooking for. If I'm doing live fire outside, right over top of a live fire, I'm trying to get as far away from that fire as I can. But today, we're using a barrel cooker, and we're going to show you what I use on a barrel cooker. So I use these right here. You can find these online. And I'm just going to come up from the bottom and go right through the skin. And there it is. Just like that. Let's show you another one. So, back of the chicken, right through, hold the skin with your fingers and poke it and press. Look. Let it go right through the skin, so you want to make sure you go right through. And poke it. There it is. Right through. And make sure your skin is on the chicken like that. And as you go along, you just get faster. So I'm just going to take this, like I said, hold the skin and poke it right through. All right, I'm going to get to skewering these up, and onto the cooker tomorrow we go. So I'm just going to leave these in the fridge overnight, already hooked, ready to go. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're just going to hang these. And I'm just going right around with them. Just like that. Now I'm using my Frankenstein cooker today. And it's a cooker that pretty much I put 2 cookers together with. And that's what we're hanging these with. So if you guys want to know what cooker this is, it's my Frankenstein cooker. Alright, let's just get these over. Gives me a good distance from that fire too. I'm probably about a good 24 inches from that fire. That's it. And I'm going to take this little guy right here and just put it right down onto the grate. Oh, off to the side with it. That's it. I'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right. 20 minutes in, and look what we got. They're looking right. A lot of smoke in there, and it's pretty dark. Let's see if we can get you a better shot in there. Here we go. All right, we're gonna let them go a little bit more. 45 minutes, and we'll pull them. Total cook time. Don't go anywhere. All right, we are done. I'm gonna pull these guys. Get these on the tray. They're looking right. Got that little piece down here. The doggies are gonna love that piece. All right. Now I want you guys to see the setup I have here inside here. Now I got 2 different cookers put together. And the nice part about this, you'll never ever drop your food down into the fire because I got a grate down there to protect that. So it's up high because I have this. This is the pit barrel and the bullet mixed together. So that's what I got here. And I got my little lid here too I can put on. I got another opener up here. I mean, this is the perfect cooker. And if you're hanging anything and you don't want it to fall down inside, this is the way to go. So we're gonna bring this in, show you what we got, and eat up. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are, season 3's chopping block. Let's show you what we got. Look at those. I still got the hangers in them. So let's get some of these hangers out. Now, this is very easy to remove these hangers. Look at that, right out. I mean, you don't spend a lot of time at all pulling these out. They come right out on that chicken. So if you're like, I'm spending a lot of time pulling these hangers out, you don't have to. Now I'm going very simple tonight on our plate up. Because we're serving cowboy style. Now over here, we made some dirty rice, Cajun style. We're gonna leave a link in this video description of how this is being made. So we're just gonna plate up with some of this nice rice. It's got andouille sausage in here, beans, pork fat, my favorite lard, bell peppers, onions, garlic. I mean, complete New Orleans style. It's just me for now, so that's how I'm gonna plate that. Let's get our chicken on here. I'm just gonna take this piece. Let's cut it. Plate it up. Get that one up there just like that. There it is. We're gonna get a little scallion on top of that rice, a little green onion, and a little on top of the chicken. There it is. We're gonna get organized. We're gonna meet you right back here. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, there it is. Leg quarters, smoked up Cajun style. With a beautiful Cajun dirty rice. We're gonna leave a link in the description to that rice as well too, so you can see that rice being made. Thank you, we enjoyed having you. And until next time, gotta get that little Pitmaster taste there.